what is it called? And it'd be like smoke, but it's a specific word I'm looking for.
It'd be like smoke helicopter.
Like say like you want the because the helicopter can't see you that good, but they can see your signal if it's like red smoke or whatever.
A flare.
A flare. It drop one of them off.
Drop one of them bad boys off.
Oh man. Oh man.
Wow.
He
That's
said,
crazy.
"What?"
Pulled the ooh wop out.
He pulled the ooh up out. Ah man, that's crazy. Hey man, as y'all come in the chat, as y'all come into the live, drop sit in the chat so we know who here.
Con. Con. Well, I think I'm the only one in here right now. I ain't gonna lie. But I will open up real quick. First and foremost, want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Yeah, today's title is A Righteous Rant. What we're ranting about is the Christian church and how it just don't line up with the scriptures. It just doesn't line up with the scriptures at all. The brother, Soldier Malachi made a beautiful point off camera. He said, how do you take one verse out of the whole Bible and just turn it against the Bible? Like, one thing that seems to be contrary, it appears to be contrary to the rest of the Bible, and just run with that. You know, they just run with that sauce packet on them, and they never look back. You know, I'm finna grab. I'm finna grab. I might as well grab the dang Matthew 5 while we here. I think I'm still only one in the chat. Matthew 5 and 17, it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So this is what a lot of Christians would like to use and twist up and say um, that Christ came to fulfill the law, right? But if we keep reading, let's keep reading. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So nobody ever keeps reading down. They just go to, Christ fulfilled the law, brother. You don't gotta. It's okay to eat the pork. It's okay to pick up the pork. You know what I'm saying? You can smack that all day. That's that. That's in the past. That's in the old covenant, brother.
Hey, it's okay to fornicate.
You said what?
It's okay to fornicate.
It's okay to fornicate, brother. Christ will forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I told the brothers this off screen. I'm gonna tell y'all since we here, just catch y'all up on some context. The reason why the brother said it's okay to fornicate is because that's what they teach now. A Christian came and told me at camp one day. He says, since he's saved, he can go into a building, kill people, and since he's saved, God will forgive him. That is a dangerous teaching. The prophets never taught anything close to that. Christ never taught anything close to that. But you have these Christians that teach that. That is folly. That is madness. And that's why the brother said it's okay to fornicate. To them, to their doctrine, it's okay to fornicate. It's okay to be an adulterer. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do that. It's whatever. Mar, did you have a point?
Lie.
Okay, kind of like I thought you did a little signal. But
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So like, yeah, I wasn't trying to
You
like.
good. But yeah, man, this is what they teach, and that is a dangerous teaching. That's a dangerous teaching. And like it all stems, not it all stems, but a lot of it stems from Christ fulfilled the law, brother. You don't gotta keep that no more. But then I ask, I'm not gonna say the word, I'm gonna say the biblical term. I ask, can you be a sodomite? He'll say no. This was a real conversation one time. I said, can you be a sodomite? He'll say no. I said, why? Because it's found in the law. Okay. I asked him, do you have to keep your beard? He says, no. I said, why not? I said, that's in the law as well. And then he starts stumbling and fumbling, and I was like, now you caught yourself up. My heart was like, you can't get away from that one. You say you cannot be a sodomite because that's in the law, but you don't have to keep your beard, even though the law says keep your beard. Like, that's how wishy-washy a lot of these Christianity Christianity based doctrines are. You know, you can do this, but you can't do that. They love to pick and choose here and there. You know how the scriptures say here a little, there a little. They like to pick and choose which law they want to keep here a little and there a little, whichever benefits them and whichever makes them look right.
Oh man.
For real. That's what it's all about. What makes them look right in front of the public. If I was to go out in front of the public and say you can't eat pork, people wouldn't like me. But if I was to go out in front of the public and say, well, no, I gotta love my neighbor as I love myself, they'd be like, yeah, you're right. It's like, well, they both found in the law though. Whatever. Get
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey, this is we was talking about the doctrine of Christianity. Obviously, this is what we're ranting about. We was like, how do one become a Christian? What do you really have to do to just really fit in as a Christian? I was like, man, you got to master that white people voice. You got to master that. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
You, you got to be able to dress it up real nice. You got to wear the khakis. You got to wear some smooth shoes, and you got to have a white people voice down packed. You got to have it. I was like, man, what else do you got to have? I was like, man, you got to be able to hate people, but not be able to show it. That's Christianity. You got to be able to hide your hatred really good. That's what Christianity teaches. One of the things Christianity teaches. I remember when me and some of the young IQM just got in the truth, like babes. I'm like a few weeks old in the truth. That's what if okay, maybe a few months. But I had just got me probably my first couple pair of friends just new in the truth. But I'm like on fire. You know that newborn fire is crazy. So we used to go to this one church, and we used to only go up there because like I was still in high school. They like pick us up like from school, whatever the case may be. We get to hoop there. We get to play basketball up there at the church. They'd feed us. They would feed us some crazy stuff, some nasty pepperoni sausage pizza. Like they used to feed us though. So, all the brothers we get the hoop, we get pizza, and then they'd try and teach the Bible, and we'd kind of just do our own thing. But one after we had came in the truth, we pulled up on them, and it was like a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday because that's when we would show up. So like we talking to the youth pastor, and like we start getting on bumpers. They sent all of the other kids because they had just got done teaching. They had just got done teaching the young kid, the kids our age. We all like high schoolers, middle schoolers. So like at the end of the teaching, they had let you go downstairs and you can go to the court to the rec room. But we started getting on bumpers before everybody left. But they like made sure the kids left and everything. So because we was humiliating them. Like I only knew like 5 precepts. God don't change, Malachi 3:6. I had Romans 9:13. um, what else did I had? I had a few more classics. I think I had that Malachi that go with the Romans. I had Revelations 13 and 9. Um, man, these some classics. I probably had like one or two other precepts. I probably had like Deuteronomy, like the curses. That's probably all I was rocking with. But when I told you, like, we was hemming the youth pastor up, him and his colleagues. We was hemming him up, Malik. Hey, bro, we asking them, we putting them in trick bags, bro. I've been studying the Bible for about a month. They was everywhere. They didn't have answers. They didn't know the Bible because one thing about this church that we was attending, like the youth pastor, because I seen certain youth pastors come and go, but they always taught the same lessons, and they always taught them the same way. And when they taught them, they had the same slides, and they would be on the iPad. So I'm like, bro, y'all don't really know the Bible. Y'all are giving instructions on what to say literally. But you don't know, you're not fluent in the Bible. You don't understand the Bible. They teach you the same thing year round. Like when Easter starts coming, they teach you this and they teach it to you the same way that the other youth pastor would teach you the year before. When Christmas come around, the certain stories about the certain parables of Christ, they teach the same way and they be trying to make you feel it and get into it. But bro, we was on bumpers. Long story short, the youth pastor was like, we're not gonna do this. God is all love, God is kind, God is peace, such and such, such, this, that, and the third. And he was like, we can't have you guys up here anymore on Wednesdays. Now, if you want to come up here and talk to our the real pastor, because I'm just the youth pastor. But you guys can't come up here no more on Wednesdays, because we got, the kids are here. We're just trying to enjoy our time. I'm like, yeah, all right. But basically they kicked us out of the church because we was on them, asking them questions like, well, you said this, God is all love, but this scripture say this. But yeah, we wasn't welcomed in that church no more. We wasn't welcomed in the church. They did not want to discuss the Bible. They wasn't feeling that. They was not feeling that. It was like they had like 3 or 4 youth pastors, and we was on all of them. Mind you, it's just me. It was at least like 2 or 3 youth pastors. It was like me, Darius, Demetrius, Devin, and Trey, maybe Trey. But yeah, they couldn't, bro. We babes in the truth, bro. It was awful though. It was awful. They just they just don't know the Bible. They don't study the Bible.
Right. And that be the whole thing. No, that they just teach what they were taught, and it's a repeating cycle. Same thing with our people. We just get taught some things. We never look into the book for ourselves, and we just go with it. We just take it at face value. Another terrible. I mean, because I remember I was maybe a couple months into the truth, and I'm sitting there like killing people with the scriptures that's been supposedly in the Bible their whole life. I'm like, brother, you don't know the Bible.
Who went to school?
Yeah, this is when I went to that victory men's discipleship. I wasn't even a couple months into the truth, bro. After we graduate, after I so called graduated, that I hit up the person that was over my little group, elderly Jake. He was all cool. He had a nice spirit, and I started texting him, asking him really like, what's up with the scriptures, asking him what sin is. I'm like, you don't know what sin is. Why are you trying to teach and you don't know what sin is? That's a major thing. That's numero uno.
Ah,
I'm on his helmet.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm putting pressure on him. Pressure. Because that's all I had in my bag. 1 John 3:4. Putting pressure on him.
Applying pressure. Had
Pushing
them
pressure.
hemmed up. They was against the ropes.
They was against the ropes. Oh
Hey,
my God.
hey, Malachi, what you say earlier? He was dropping messages off like a postman, dropping packages off like a postman.
Right.
Bro, I still remember because I was just now like getting like foundated in the truth. And Aharon, he been my bro. Like even before the truth, me and Aharon was tight. We was close. Like I would say, like before I even went into high school, I was already tapped in with Aharon, and I already knew like as soon as I met Aharon, like we was gonna be friends for a long time. Like I never even felt this way about a person like on this kind of stint. Like when I first met him, we was at a basketball court, like in our apartments. Um, well, he stayed around the corner from the apartments. Anyways, I seen him. I kid you not. I was like, man, I really want to be his friend. That went through my head. It just went through my head. I was like, man, I really want to be his friend. But ever since then, like me and Aharon was tapped in, locked in. I remember I disappeared for like a whole year. Like I moved and came back. It was crazy. Anyways, I was trying to get to the point where he asked me after I got found in the truth. I kind of like was telling Aharon, I'm like breaking him off on crazy stuff. I'm like, yeah, bro, UFOs is in the Bible. Like that's what I'm starting with. I'm coming hard. I'm trying to persuade him.
Bruh.
I'm,
Terrible teacher.
bro,
Terrible teacher.
I'm
He's a
trying to.
great teacher now. Terrible teacher in the beginning.
I'm like, bro, go to Ezekiel. I'm finna show you. I'm finna show you, bro. The angels. I'm finna show you.
Terrible teacher,
I'm
bro.
finna give him the
This
whole
nigga
roll.
teaching
Malachi,
me
you
stuff I
hear me?
don't
I'm finna
need.
give him the whole roll. I'm finna get him. Bro, look, Aharon, like, it had to be like after he was like, because Aharon always was like, like he had the spirit where he was like, bro, if it's about the Bible, like, if the Bible say it, then the Bible say it. So, like, when I showed him that the Bible said don't eat pork, he was like, I bet, it say that. Even though he wasn't just reading the Bible, but he respected the Bible. He always had that kind of respect for the Bible. So when I showed him something in the Bible, he'd be like, damn, that's in there. All right, I got to do it. So for a minute, he was kind of like not wanting me to show him it because then he was gonna have to respect it. But he still was like down to have those conversations. So he like came into the truth like pretty quick. But whenever I was bringing him into the truth, he told me he was like, bro, Aharon, he stayed getting me in hot stuff, bro. Hot shit, like sticky situations. They don't be super sticky, but they be just like he be almost crossing a line, like sticky. Like, hey, you know, like come on me, like, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not trying to go. Like, no, he like, bro, come on. I'm like, all right, like I slide, bro. He's like, I need to start punching in, bro, because you owe me, bro. You owe
Hey,
me.
bro, you remember you thought we was gonna pick up weights? Nigga found out I needed you to move this refrigerator for me. So
Bro,
like, not a refrigerator. It was a damn dryer. I said,
bro.
"Oh yeah, I gotta grab this."
Oh yeah, Ryan, bro. His father-in-law was giving him some weights. I'm like, like he need my truck, so I'm like, all right, bro. Everybody always want me to like pick something. I'm like, all right. I get over there. Not only are we picking up a bench press with weights, he was like, "Oh yeah, bro." Bro, niggas be having ideas. Like,
Yeah.
niggas be having plans. I'm tired of sitting in my car and just being like, bro, like, I mean, you already sliding this way, just since we on that way, like, just slide me over. Like, bro, stop coming up with ideas. He was like, we grabbing these weights. Oh yeah, oh yeah, bro. Like, I gotta grab this dryer,
I gotta grab that.
bro. And this dryer was heavy, bro. And my truck lifted up, so we gotta get it up there. I'm like, bro, I'm finna stop kicking it with you. So let me. I said all of that. I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I need to start punching in, bro. I need to start calling you. It's gonna be late.
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm finna pick you up.
We gotta go do something real quick.
Yo, just ride. Just ride.
Right.
Bro, mind you, I'm just not getting founded in the truth. Around like, hey, bro, just come with me, bro. And I'm like, where? He like, bro, to this church. And this church in Tulsa is like one of the most popular churches in Tulsa. It's called Victory. I believe is this the church where that dude spit in his hand and rubbed it, mushed it in that other dude's face? It went viral.
I don't know.
I want to say it's Victory. I'm this close, but
I
anyway,
I think so, but I don't really be tapped in, so I don't know no more.
okay, all right. So, how long was the men's discipleship course?
Bro, it was a couple weeks because I remember my brother-in-law told me to go to it, and it was a couple weeks, and I would go in. I would like tap in like every Tuesday, damn near. But I
Bro,
had you come maybe like later on.
he like, bro, just come with me. I ended up going. We sitting like kind of near the front, and bro, I'm hearing what this Christian pastor is talking about, like him breaking down the scriptures. And oh my goodness, bro, it was okay. Captain the bar said, nah, that's not Victory. Okay, Con. I'm listening to what this Christian pastor is breaking down. Like he started breaking down fornication and bro, one of the most he started teaching this. I remember this because it vexed my spirit. Because one of the first things you learn coming into the truth that's just like crazy, and it's like, I gotta deal with that. Like, that's crazy. That's in the Bible. Sex is marriage. So you have to control yourself. But when I got up here to Victory, bro, it was so vexing because he's trying to go into Numbers, into Exodus, and show you how you have to get married and say vows and do all of this stuff before you take a woman as your wife, like before you have sex with her. And bro, listening to them break that down was probably one of the hardest things you put me through. Right? And just, bro, I'm so vexed. And then after that, we all broke up into like smaller groups because it had to be about how many men would you say was in there?
it was I'll say around 30 plus.
I was gonna say like 40, 50, because it was like it was a lot of men. And it's supposed to be a men's discipleship, so they getting you ready, like to be able to
Right.
minister. Like you finna be out here. You finna be out here doing the work. So
Right.
after that, they put you in smaller groups of like 5 to 8 guys, and you sitting in chairs and you're like circled in, and like we going around and like we talking, and I'm like, I'm so vexed, bro, with a sore vexation about what's going on, bro. And like Aharon been here for a couple weeks. I knew I shouldn't have went. Just how they was, or just thinking about it is just, oh my goodness, bro. You know what, bro? We should go back. You know what? I'm gonna
I'm
get
down.
you down. You supposed to be like, no,
No,
bro.
I'm down, bro. I'm down to go in that circle and talk.
Malachi, you trying to just go pop up to a church and just get into stuff? I'm
Let's
off,
go join a body.
bro. That'd be crazy. We could really do the work of God, bro.
Infiltrated.
Quintel Pro.
Right.
Shit. Bro, we gonna pop up fringes. I might tuck them.
Bro, at Victor, they dead ass was like they want us to come back and teach.
Yeah,
Like
that's what they were
we
saying
can
about.
definitely do that.
They was feeling Aharon, bro. He was up there. Aharon
Yeah.
was tapped in, bro. I'm
Tapped
glad.
in.
I'm glad they didn't get you, cause,
I got a certificate and everything.
bro, you passed the whole course.
I passed the course, brother.
You was fit to teach and lead.
Bro, I didn't learn anything up there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How long, bro? It had to be like at least like a month and a half course.
Yeah, it was.
He said he got a certificate.
I didn't learn anything, bro. Like when I was up there, mind you, I was watching videos in the truth. And every time when I go up there, I would sit there and think, damn, that's not in the Bible. That's what he just said was not in the Bible. Like it's turning me off every time I hear something. Like it wasn't putting me more into the spirit of Christianity. It's more like, damn, brother, this can't be what the Bible talking about, because this nigga Naquam just showed me last night something totally different. What do you mean?
He
This
showed
ain't
me.
it.
I read it with my own 2 eyes.
I read it. Bro, it was folly, bro. Super folly. I definitely, like I said, though, I'm definitely go down to join of course it gotta be a Jake church, but I'm definitely down to join a body and throw little C's everywhere. Like, yeah, brother, you just gotta, is the law done away with? Start asking questions and stuff. Like, some brothers came up and talked to me and was like, the law, maybe tuck my fringes. I might gotta be a little wicked, just tuck my fringes.
Righteous
Like, yeah,
dis-
man,
eh?
righteous deception.
Eh?
Like, brother, some brothers was talking to me the other day and they kind of really hit me because I believe Christ is God, and I believe Christ fulfilled the law, right?
Bro, you better not, bro.
Get on that kind of time.
Oh, you start
Get on that
leading them.
kind of time.
Like, man, I feel like I've been doing bad.
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm sinning, but I don't know. So I read this scripture,
Right.
and you taking them like, man, I just felt this scripture deep in my heart. And next thing you know, you teaching them what sin is.
Bro, for real. Just go off in there and be like, man, God said not to eat pork. Like, I don't really care what anybody else say. Like, I'm scared to eat pork. Go off in there on that kind of time. Get on it
Yeah.
with,
Like, bro, but no, God said it though.
Like I seen it.
I seen it.
Like it was like he spoke to me in a vision. Like I seen it.
Hmm.
Bro, they gonna get the feeling it. If I say if I say like if I get in it like that, bro, it was like I seen it clear as day. It was like he spoke to me like
He
in a
spoke to me in tongues. I understood it fluently.
it was like he all I seen was his mouth moving. I didn't hear anything, but I understood everything.
I understood everything.
You know what? That's how a Christian gonna get the
Oh yeah.
wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how we coming.
Bro,
What's
you know
up?
it's another.
We
You know,
gonna
it's always so like it. Malachi says something.
I'm asking him if he down to go.
Bro, we on that.
We on that.
We on that. We gotta tap in on Sundays. I know I'll be free, brother. I tap in every now and then.
Slide
But
through.
bro, another Christianity doctrine that's so fatal and just flawed and just doesn't make any sense. They love to talk about tithing. They love to talk about tithing. Mind you, the law's done away with. But I used to go to church and they would convince me that I'm going to hell if I don't give them my lunch money. I'm like, bro, I'm a child and they really want my money. Like they pass the little bucket around. They'll get to go into something, start talking, start going off the spirit. And just, if you don't tithe, you kind of not giving back to God. And God doesn't like that. And blase, they bring up hellfire, and they're talking about tithing, which is found in the law. Yet keep no other laws. The laws is done away with. I want if we go to church, we need to talk, we need to ask that. Why are we tithing if the law is done away with? Hit them with a mean kind of just straight to the point. Why am I giving you my money if the law is done away with?
I'm gonna be like, I thought I was supposed to give the money to the Levites.
Bruh.
Hey, you know what we gotta do? We gotta go in there. So because our spirit is mighty when it comes to the Bible. We gotta literally hide, we gotta literally like hide our spirit. Like we gotta literally go in there and act like we don't got the answers.
Yeah. But we got hella questions. We got hella questions.
Our
Like,
questions
damn,
gonna be
this is
sound,
weird.
sound.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not even gonna have my apocrypha. I'm gonna
Nah,
just have my Bible, just in
just have
case
a Bible on them.
they're gonna have to deal with me though.
Like, man, this is real crazy. This is real weird. Like, I'm gonna ask them, how do we still have to pay tithes if the law is done away with? And I hope and pray he says that the law is not done away with. I'm gonna have a field day with this nigga if he tell me that the law is not done away with. I am going to have a field day. Like, oh, okay, so the law isn't done away with. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you keep this? Why don't you keep that? And then I would love for him to say, because Christ came. And I would say, that goes back to my original point. Why am I tithing? Christ came to pay all of my debt.
You gonna be
I'm a,
on
I'm gonna clean him
gonna
up.
throw some Christianity in there, huh?
I'm gonna clean him up.
You gonna come with more. You're not coming with answers. You coming with more questions.
I'm gonna clean him up. I'm gonna show him how confusing his doctrine is. I'm
Wow,
like, did Christ pay my debt, brother?
that's wicked, bro. You wicked. Now you
Bro,
worship.
bro, bro. I gotta make him think. I gotta make him use his head.
That's off, bro.
Bro, they whipping out pistols in the church now. We might need to be careful.
Really though, we might need to bring one with us.
He said we might need to bring one with us.
Hey, what you called a pistol earlier? I was dying.
That ooh wop. We can pull the ooh wop out.
Bro, you got brothers with Bibles in their hands, and you got brothers pulling out guns in the church because they don't like the word that's being brung.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Madness. That's what's going
Bro,
on in the church.
bro, that make me think of I gotta grab this. Man, who learned me this? Captain DeBar. Man, it's the scriptures say they gonna kill us and think that they do God a service. Hey, he said, next thing you know, you in the choir. One of the bishops.
Right.
Ah, man, that's funny. All right, I'm in Second Ezra 16 and 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in a fire." Ezra, he literally prophesied and putting us up on game what's gonna happen. The men who fear the Most High God, they're gonna be tried in the fire. There's gonna be a great uprising against the men that fear the Most High God. You're gonna get your goods and your houses spoiled and ravished. You can only imagine what kind of other things that they're gonna do when you're thinking about it in more detail. They probably gonna be trying to separate you from your wife and from your kids. They're gonna be trying to hurt you to the core, man. But the reason why I bring up this precept is because you have brothers from IUIC believe teaching the word, and a damn Christian pull out a uwap, pull out a whole pistol on the brothers because they teaching the Bible. So that's just a small glimpse of this prophecy coming to pass on a smaller level. Of course, it's going to be way crazier than that, but we living in those times, man.
Yeah.
Christianity is the deadliest thing out here.
Yeah.
The deadliest thing. They got doctrines, bro. They got doctrines.
Yeah.
And
For real.
Christianity, you can go shoot up a whole school and still be saved because you repented and you accepted Jesus in your heart. So you got the green light to go murder people and still get to heaven. That's Christianity.
That's dangerous, man.
That's dangerous. That's more dangerous than drugs, man.
That's dangerous.
That's more dangerous than a drug dealer. That's more dangerous than a drug dealer. Man, we ran into me and Aharon and Malachi. Malachi was there. We ran into a guy from Cameroon. I ran into him 3 times in the span of like 2 weeks. And Malachi and Aharon was with me the last time I ran into him. And he kind of give you Hamite vibes, but he'd tell you, "Hey, I'm an Israelite." But I was talking to him one time, like on the second occasion I ran into him, and he was giving me the breakdown on what's going on in his village or in his city, for lack of better terms. It might have been a town, but it's not a big town. It's not a big city. But basically, it's in Cameroon. It's like in West Africa. Um, he was telling me like kind of what's going on and just the state of his people. Because over there, he knows that he's an Israelite, but his people, they don't know that they Israelites. But he said they keep a lot of traditions that Israelites keep. He said they celebrate new moons. They keep new moons. He said they celebrate them. He said they wear fringes, but they don't know that they Israelites. Again, he said the older women, they teaching the younger women how to love their husbands, how to clean, how to be submissive, um, just like it's saying in the scriptures. The younger women are actually taking correction. They obeying their parents. So they keeping a lot of the commandments and a lot of traditions that the Israelites was doing. He said, but and he got a heavy accent. And like the picture he painted for me was so beautiful and so vivid. I cannot replicate it on the same level because obviously I ain't lived in this village. I know that these certain things are going on, but how he explained it to me and how explicit it was and how detailed he was, it blew my mind. He said the women, or the men, he said it wasn't an age limit where you really just grown and where, um, like here in America, you grown when you're 18. That's just the age. But you got a lot of men who are 18, but they're not grown. Mentally, they're just far from it. They still act like kids. He said over there, it's not an age limit. It's that once, like if you want a wife, you gotta wait until he literally said the elders and the princes think that you're ready. He said, so if you want the elders and the princes to think that you're ready and for you to get a wife, you gotta build you a house, you gotta have a house, you gotta cultivate the land, like you gotta start planting growing crops, and you gotta be able to harvest your livestock. You gotta be able to keep up with your animals. That way, you can take care of your wife. He said on top of that, a lot of men will have jobs and stuff too, but you got to have those things. He said once the elders and the princes see that you can keep up with that stuff, he said they'll help you get a wife, or if you got your eyes on a particular woman, they will get help, put in a good word to try and get you that woman. He said, I was like, so in your culture, like, is it okay like to have multiple women? He was like, yeah, it's okay, but only the kings and the princes have multiple wives because they have the resources to keep up with the women. So like that's just a quick sidebar. But he said ever since the Europeans came, he said the two things that destroyed his people, he said Christianity, because they start setting up shop churches in this little town of his. He said church, the Christian church, and he said politics. And he said those two things destroyed my people. He said we had a beautiful, he was like we had the best, we lived the best. There's nothing there. Our heritage and our customs was the best, mind you. They don't know that they Israelites, but they're living like Israelites. Them things been passed down and passed down through generations. So they keeping those customs. They just don't know that they God's chosen people by name. But he was like, the politics did a big number on their people because instead of like doing everything that the king said to do, he said the politics caused division to where now you don't have to agree with the king and listen to the king and obey his commands. He said next thing you know, the king doesn't really have power. And you have some of the people siding with the king, but you have a lot more people siding with the Europeans and politics and democracy. And he was like, Christianity made his people super docile. He said, now no one, the women aren't wearing skirts no more. They're not wearing dresses. The men aren't really wearing fringes. You don't have the same customs going on. He said, now what it looks like, it just looks awful. It's a shaking of the head. He said, the women, they not submissive to their husbands no more. They don't listen. They don't wear dresses, they don't wear skirts no more. He said all they want to do is be in America. That's all they can think about is America. They want to live. He said they just own their phones. They not obeying their parents no more. They just on TikTok. This is way over there. He said they're just on TikTok, bro. They just on Instagram. They just on Twitter. And I'm just like, I know all of this is happening. I know I was raised here. I know. But to see that our people are still being conquered on that kind of level and being taken advantage of on that kind of level because of Christianity and because of politics and democracy, it really had my spirit boiling and so angry because they're still doing this. Each as we He said, bro, they don't stop. He said he was because he know he an Israelite. He was like, bro, it's like he was kind of defeated because when you see your homeland get conquered, it literally destroys you. It make you feel like you can't win. He was like, bro, I don't know. Like, I know I'm an Israelite. He was like, bro, if we the only way we can like get out of this is if we do more work. Like if we work harder than them, because they working, they going on mission trips, they sending more people, they're doing everything in their power to make us convert to Christianity. And he said, all of my people are doing it. He was like, yeah, we got camps here and there, but I was just like, bro. So I basically brung up this whole story because it was recent. The brothers that's on the live, Officer Ahran, Soldier Malachi, they was kind of there to meet, speak to the brother once. But bro, Christianity is a hell of a drug, bro. It is destroying our people, bro. It is destroying us. But I yield.
I got a precept. This is Psalm 73 and 8. It says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. We're just talking about the wicked and the foolish tongue walketh throughout the earth. That's talking about the doctrine and philosophies of Esau. That Christianity, they're trying to push Christianity literally everywhere. Why? Because every culture, every foundation of religion has a moral compass, a moral code, something that you have your morals. You can't kill, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can do this, you can. They have a set of rules. Christianity has no rules, and that's what makes it so beautiful to the eye. They go over here, and that's why some countries don't want so-called Edomites, not even so-called Edomites. They don't want the Edomites over there because they're gonna mess stuff up. You're gonna bring Christianity over, and you're gonna mess everything up. This society is working right now, but you're gonna bring Christianity in. People are gonna get lazy. People are gonna they're not going to have order in the household anymore. It's gonna be all out confusion. It's just gonna be pandemonium because Christianity is the new religion, is the new doctrine. It takes away all the morals, it takes away all the culture, it takes away all the rules that original people has set. Like the Ishmaelites, Ishmael, they got a strict set amount of rules. They go off the Quran. You can't do this, you can't do this, you do this, you get stoned. A woman can't leave a house without her husband. That's that. They don't want Christianity over there. They don't need Christianity over there. Same thing for our people in West Africa. Same thing for our people here. It is a dangerous religion. This religion teaches once you are saved, it doesn't matter what you do afterwards. Is if you repent, it's okay.
You're good. You're golden.
You're golden, buddy. It doesn't matter.
Once you're saved, you have that golden ticket to the kingdom. It don't matter what you do. You can't mess up. But
Yeah.
look, Ahran, I was with you. Please tell me I was with you. Man, didn't we drive past that church and it was called like the Korean church?
Yeah.
Why is it Koreans? Why do the Koreans have their own Christianity church, Christian
Yeah.
church?
Yeah.
Why? You got Chinese men who are claiming to be Christians now. You got people all the way in Tokyo, all the way in China, and Okinawa, all these nasty places, and they literally are Christians.
Hey,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Salakia, my youth pastor used to tell me these places like Tokyo, Japan, so on and so forth, these places, these other countries that are getting this Christianity doctrine, a lot of the times these people are getting put to death because they do not want Christianity to spread. They're getting put to death because they are bringing this damnable doctrine in, this damnable heresy in. Now, what we're saying, we're not saying the Bible is wrong. No, we're not saying the Bible is wrong. We're saying Christianity is wrong. They don't teach from the Bible. They don't. They teach from the hearts, and they're wicked. Just like the scriptures say, what does the wicked have to do to declare my covenant? They don't have anything to do with this. But in those other countries, these men and women who are out there trying to preach their so-called gospel, which they don't know what the gospel is. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100. The gospel is Isaiah 61, Luke 4 and 18. The good news, us receiving salvation from our enemies. The good news, going back to the land. They don't know that, right? Their gospel is Christ told us to come teach the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Korean man, the oh, I think of them as Ishmaelites now, the Arabian man, East Indian man. It doesn't matter. But all these different cultures, everybody had culture except Esau. When you go back to Esau's original beginning, he had nothing. There was no culture. They just walked around naked. They didn't have much going on for themselves. They didn't. They were beasts. They were vile beasts. You know, don't get me wrong. I don't like none of the other heathens customs because they're pagan and they're idolatrous. But at least they have a set moral of like a moral compass, a set of rules. You know what I'm saying? To guide their people. At least they had that. Esau, you can do whatever. Doesn't matter. Do whatever. You know. But Salaki, it's on you. I see you got something pulled up.
Con. So I'm gonna read this real quick and I'm gonna go into it. So it says Okinawa is a Japanese prefecture comprising more than 150 islands in the East China Sea between Taiwan and Japan's mainland. It's known for its tropical climate and broad beaches and coral reefs, as well as World War II sites on the largest island. Okinawa's, all right, you kind of get the picture. Okinawa is on this island in between, it's in the East China Sea between Taiwan and this place over here, which is Japan. So look at this. I'm gonna zoom out real quick. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. I'm trying to get this thing to act right. I want y'all to see how
Right.
far away we are from America. That's the whole idea here. We're far. You don't even see America. Let's pop that out. What's up with my look, bro? I gotta
You
get
on
a
a
new.
MacBook, brother?
This is off.
That's going off, brother. I ain't gonna cap.
That's madness, man. Oh,
That's
okay.
madness.
I figured it out. Work with me. Work with me. Look how far away we are. They all the way over here. All the way over here. They're on the other side of the world,
Yeah,
the other side.
yeah.
But I'm finna tell you some interesting stuff. Okay, can I zoom back in so y'all can see this? All right. Dang, they make it hard for a brother on here, man. All right. Usually when I look up maps, I'm on my phone. So, but anyways, we all the way over here, Okinawa. The only reason why I know about this place is because I have a friend who's in the army, the United States. Well, I don't know if it's the army. It's something. It's a branch of of America's military, and it's actually a girl. And mute your mic for me. It's echoing.
Like,
You know, I'm always curious about the rest of the world and about how they view America and just what's going on. I want the scoop. So I'm like trying to get as much information as I can from her since she's over here living amongst them while she's over here. So she giving me the breakdown on the women over here. She said, first of all, she was talking about how the men, because she's a black woman, she Israelite. She was talking about how they like want her bad. I'm like, okay, okay. So I'm like, what are the women like? She was like, man, don't even get me started on the women. And she telling me about how they look and how they act. And then she started telling me things that I really needed, the things that I was really trying to like get an understanding on. She started telling me about how the women, They all want to be American. They all want to have a white, they all want to have a American man, basically a white man. Why? So they don't have to do the customs that they have to do. Because over here, you're expected to do the customs of your dad and your mom and your grandfathers. You got to celebrate the holiday. But when you got to, if your husband is an American man, you can be free from all of this. So they look at the men as a way to get away from their culture and from laws and from traditions and from their heritage. Because what they really want to do is go way over here. Let's see if I can get over here. I'm just trying to say they want to go to America. That's the breakdown, man. Look, I can't even scroll over here. This is where they want to be. This is where the rest of, look, this nasty place right here. I'm tired of looking at this map. I'm tired of looking at this country. Everyone in the entire world. You got people from Japan, from Australia, from South Korea, from China, from the Philippines, from Vietnam, from India, from Afghanistan, from Iran, from Turkey, from Syria, from Saudi Arabia, from Germany, from Spain, from Greece, from Egypt, from Ethiopia, from all of these places. The whole world got their eyes set on this nasty place. They all got their eyes set on this nasty place. And when you really go into the charts, when you really get down to the nitty gritty, America isn't really thriving in nothing. They got military might, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, America is lacking in a lot of things that these other countries have. But America is like that dream that you're chasing, that high that you're chasing, that lie that you're chasing. I had somebody break down something exquisite to me um, about gambling. You're not chasing winning money. You're not really in there. You don't get caught up in a casino because you need money and you got to get more money. That's not what gets you hooked on gambling and in a casino. What gets you hooked is the chase of it, chasing that high. You go in a casino, man, you just got your paycheck. It's like you got off work at midnight. You know, you got a fresh paycheck. You go in there, it's cloudy, it's a lot of cigarettes being smoked. You know, it's women walking around. You know, you throwing your shades, you know, whatever your thing is, whatever you get off on. You might have had a bottle already. You might buy you a beer, whatever, a beer or two, a few drinks, whatever your thing is. But you get caught up in that chase of just the chase of it. It becomes a ritual to you. You walk in there with a whole paycheck. Why are you in there? Do you really need money? No, that's not why you in there. It's the chase of it. You want to see them lights light up. You chasing that. You fell in love with the lights of it, the aroma, the people that's walking around. You just want to see it say 777. It's not about the money no more. Just like how it comes to when you get hooked on a drug. A lot of times these drugs don't give you a good high. You know, you will hear people say this. It's not a good high. It's a bad high, but you fell in love with the chase of getting this drug, trying to find who got it, trying to locate it, trying to scramble up some money to get it. This person don't got it, or no, this guy, he got, you know, his is better. So you trying to get a hold of him. He not answering. And you, man, you just gotta, but it's but the high not that good. But you fall into that dream, that chase of it, man. You get you get caught up in that, man. And that's how people get caught up in America. You on TikTok, you on Instagram, you on Twitter. You see you see A nasty Edomite man with his shirt off, he clubbing, he taking shots, he do a backflip, and you saying, "Oh look," and the sunset is in the background, or he's standing on top of a skyscraper or something, and you saying, "Man, I just got to go to America." You see women all in the clubs twerking, half naked, being whoever they want to be, doing God's know what.
They being free,
Hey, that's really what women are chasing. They chasing that dream to be free, to be who they really want to be.
they being themselves.
That's what women really want. They just want to be free. When God says you have to submit and place yourself in subjection to your husband. Hey, these other countries, these other nations, even though they're not God's chosen people and they don't got the truth, they don't got the gospel, it wasn't allotted unto them. They know that they got to keep their women in order, in subjection, and they want to get away from that. So they choose to take refuge in America because here you can be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do. You can be a feminist. You can walk around the park with everything out. That's what women are chasing. That's why they want to come here. That's why they want to be in Christianity. That's really the scoop, man. You got Chinese people talking about they Christians. I'm gonna have a headache, man.
Right? Like
Yeah.
like Naquam say, well, the Lord ain't dealing with being free, brother. Lord ain't dealing with that. That's not in the scriptures. That's not in the Bible. We don't see that in the Bible. We see order. Scriptures say, let all things be done in decency and order. Come on, man. Let's stop the games. Let's stop the folly. But let me get back to this. Get back to this Matthew 5 because I definitely didn't break it down. Dang. All right. Hold on. Yeah, let me get back to this Matthew 5 because I definitely did not break that down. Matthew 5 and 17, it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ did not come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill it. What does it mean when it says he come to fulfill it? I'm gonna grab this quick precept. It doesn't mean since Christ, because I like how the elder Yawal breaks this down. You can't fulfill honor thy mother and thy father. You can't fulfill love thy neighbor as you can't just fulfill it and it's something done. Like, yeah, man, damn, I honor my mother and my father and I'm done now. No, it's not how that works. It's just not how that works. But
It's that you honor them one time and it's fulfilled and accomplished.
right,
The ongoing thing.
right. Let me see. This is Acts chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, but those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. This is what Christ was talking about when he says the things that are in the law and the prophets. This is what he filled. This is what he fulfilled. Let me grab one. Deuteronomy 18. This is a good one. This is one thing that he came to fulfill. Deuteronomy 18:18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. Who's the like unto thee? Talking about Moses. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. This is one of the things that Christ came to fulfill. That's what he came to fulfill. Now let's grab one out of the prophets. One of my favorite ones I like to go to, Isaiah 53. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I would advise y'all to read the whole chapter, though. It's a good chapter. I'm gonna just get straight to a couple points. Isaiah 53 and 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him, being Christ, the iniquity of us all.
He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shears is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. This is one of the things that the prophet has spoke, that Christ had came and fulfilled. Christ came and fulfilled this. But if you want to sit here and say Christ fulfilled, well, Christ fulfilled the Sabbath for me, brother, so I don't have to keep the Sabbath. That's like saying, okay, since Christ fulfilled the law, since he fulfilled loving, since he so-called fulfilled loving my neighbor as myself, or loving his neighbor as himself, that means I'm not required to love my neighbor as myself. I'm no longer under that jurisdiction. Why? Because Christ fulfilled it. Why would I need to? I'm no longer under that. I'm no longer under thou shalt not covet. Why? Because Christ fulfilled it. This is how they think. This is how they think. When you look at it and you magnify the way that they act, the way that they teach, what they say, none of it makes sense with the Bible. None of it actually makes sense according to the scriptures. That's why it's such a terrible, terrible doctrine. And all it is people just wanting to hear stuff. They just like to get taught smooth words, you know. And of course, um, I always say sin is pleasurable. Let me grab a quick precept. Let me grab a quick precept. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 24. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Rather to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Sin is pleasurable. Now, a lot of Christians, they don't even know what sin is. That's the funny part. I remember, I'm not going to say who it was, but I remember talking to somebody, an elder man, talking to him. I asked him, are we supposed to be sinning? He tells me no. I said, what is sin? He goes on to say transgression of the law. I ask him, okay, so do we have to keep the law? He then goes on and says, no. So I repeat the questions to him again. Are we supposed to be sinning? No. What is sin? Transgression of the law. Okay. Does that mean we have to keep the law? He says no. That doesn't make any sense. That's not logical at all. How am I supposed to not sin? How am I supposed to stop sinning when stop sinning means follow the law, statutes, and commandments? Let me grab this quick precept. 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresses also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. How does that even begin to make sense? But it's all because they got taught this doctrine by Esau, whom they love so dearly. They got taught this doctrine by Esau, and they decided to run with it. And they decided that whatever he said is true. It must be true. He's Esau, right? They got taught these things, and they believe it, and they hold it so dear to the heart, and they just regurgitate the stuff that their preacher tells them. Well, no, Christ fulfilled the law. No, I don't have to keep the commandments. No, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Whereas when we go and see the scriptures, Christ tells us to repent. We all should know what repentance is. Repentance is turning away from your sins. How do you turn away from your sins? By keeping the law, keeping the commandments. It's simple in the text. It tells us to keep the commandments everywhere in the Bible. Let me go to Revelation. Let me go to this is called in some cultures the book of the Apocalypse. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. We can go anywhere in this book, and it's going to tell you to keep the commandments. Let's see if I can grab another one. Let's see. This is Matthew. Oh, is this what I want? Wait till I might have overlooked it. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I might have eternal life? And he said unto him, this is Christ speaking, and he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. The funny thing is, it's a pastor out there with a big church. He told his congregation, he says, Satan wants you to keep the 10 commandments. He literally said that. He said, Satan wants you to keep the 10 commandments. Because if you keep the 10 commandments, then you are now under the law, and the law has power over you, and you're a sinner. And he just started rapping after that. He said, Satan wants you to keep the 10 commandments. Now I'm going to keep reading in this Matthew 19 in his red letter. I don't think this is Satan talking here. This is Christ. Matthew 19:18. He saith unto him, which Yahushua said, Thou shalt do no murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. This is literally what Christ told him to do. Keep the 10 commandments. But you have a pastor out there that literally, he told his congregation, and they all cheered. They all cheered when he said this. He told his congregation, Satan wants you to keep the 10 commandments. That doesn't even begin to make sense. Doesn't even begin to make sense. Like I said, I can go out through the whole Bible. We read it in Revelation. We read it from Christ's mouth. Let's get it from the Old Testament. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. But you have these pastors, these so-called pastors, these so-called preachers, these men who don't even deserve these titles, by the way. These so-called preachers, these so-called pastors, these so-called elders, deacons, bishops, whatever they like to deem themselves, they teach against the Bible. They wholeheartedly teach against the Bible. Let me see if I can grab this precept in Ezekiel. It's one of my favorite precepts whenever I'm describing the Christian church or Christianity. This is Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 25. It says, There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure of the precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof. This is what Christianity does. Christianity devours souls. Christianity gets people hurt, gets people killed, gets people in trouble with God. I'm going to keep reading. Verse 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane among them. What's this talking about? In Christianity, they don't show the difference between the holy and unholy. They don't show no difference between the clean and unclean. In Christianity, you can eat all things. You can eat pork just as you eat beef. They say it's cleansed and sanctified through Christ. That's what they love to say. They love to talk about that. But in here in Ezekiel, it says they have put no difference between the clean and unclean. The verse above says that they devour souls. How is that? Because the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is death. I believe, let me see if I can find this one precept. Let's see. This is Job chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Who's perished being innocent? Meaning you have to commit a sin. You have to commit a sin that's worthy of death, or just a sin in general. You're no longer innocent. And we can see this time and time. Who got translated in the scriptures? You got Enoch. You got I was gonna say Noah, but I don't. From what I remember, Noah was not translated. You got Enoch. You got Elijah, and you got Yahushua.
God.
I think those are the only three, right? Those men were innocent. They did not perish. Everybody else was found guilty. Why? Because the wages of sin is death. That's why in Ezekiel, it says that they have devoured souls. This is why it says Christianity gets people killed. They get people hurt because they like to toy around and play and mess with God in his Bible. And that's not the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is actually a scary dude. Scriptures say that he's a man of war. You don't just go and play and chill and just talk a lot whenever you're dealing with a man of war. All he'd know is violence. He's ready to hurt something. That's what he's thinking about. I'm ready to hurt something. He has to be in that mindset. He's ready to kill. That's what the scriptures say. Let me grab one. Let me grab one. Isaiah 45. I think it's Isaiah 45. We finna find out, I guess, huh? I think it's Isaiah 45 and 7. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And when you go into the Hebrew, the word Lord is not there. He's putting his name on it. He's putting his name on it. Then I got another precept, Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. This is the God of the Bible that we're dealing with. He is saying all of this and he's putting his name on it. He's letting you know what kind of man he is. There's even a scripture that goes on to say, if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose ye this day whom you gonna serve. Let me grab it. Joshua 24 and 15. And I used to ask myself, why the hell does it say if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord? Because the Lord may ask you something, or the Lord may say something in the scriptures, and and you in your mortal mind may say, damn, this is evil. Damn, he kills kids. Let's think about it. Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't just filled with all adults. Let's really meditate on that part. They just weren't filled with all the. He actually commanded men to go places and wipe out everything: men, women, children, beast, ox, cattle, ass. Didn't matter. Wipe it out. So let me grab this precept, Joshua 24:15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That's there for a reason. This Christianity stuff that they like to teach, you know, God is all love. God is all this. God is balanced. That's what he is. Yes, he is a God of love. But guess what? He will kill you if you transgress him. Won't even think twice about it. Not a big deal to him. He's been doing this. But Christianity, man, that's a scary, scary religion to be in. I'll tell you that. It's it scares me to think about what I used to actually believe. Like it scared me. Like all I have to do is say I believe and I'm saved and I can do whatever. That's what was going through my head. I don't have to put in any effort and I can receive the greatest thing, the kingdom. I can receive the greatest thing ever imaginable and I don't have to do anything. I can even be wicked. Damn, that's crazy. That's such a scary ass doctrine to be in, man. But Mahar, you got anything? You still here?
Yes, I'm here, but no, I do not have anything.
Ain't got nothing, man. Well, I guess we can wrap it up then.
Con,
Let me grab it. This is First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. It says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." So be steadfast and be unmovable. Don't be wavered by these doctrines, man, by this damn Christianity. Because Christianity gonna tell you can be saved and it's a non-work salvation and this, that, and the third. Nah, that's that's madness. That's madness. Even in the beginning of the stories, you can see how Abraham's work wrought with his faith and it made his faith perfect. That's madness. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Mars on you.
con. Hey, that was a righteous rant. Officer Aharon did a beautiful job to it, edifying y'all, breaking down that Matthew chapter 5. So all praises to the Most High God, man. I mean, we end the class with the same series of precepts. The last one being Sirach chapter 43 and 30. It says, "When you glorify the Lord, exalt Him as much as you can, for even yet will He far exceed. And when you exalt Him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for you can never go far enough." And with that, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. And like General Hezekiah always say, never forget, death to America. Shalom.
Shalom.